here with the dedication and the ribbon cutting of our 911 Communications Center. It's been a long time coming. It's been a long fought battle to get it done, but thankfully we've got it done now. Fixing to move in the near future. I have several people I'd like to thank here first off, but this all began back in when we done the consolidation, and I believe I was told it was the early 2022 is when we got the consolidation done. We started working on the building in September of 22 to try to get a new building here. This was done with ARPA funds. It's a little over $1.6 million project to get this done, but it is rated, John, correct me if I'm wrong, it is rated for an F5 tornado to bounce off of it. So this is definitely where I want to come if there's a tornado. So, but I'd like to thank each and every one of you for coming here. A few people I'd like to recognize for getting this project started and completed. First and foremost, our Quorum Court for allowing us to have the funds to do this, to get this built, to make a safer place for all of our citizens and for the call-ins. Judge Dennis Gilstrap, he was the key player in getting the consolidation done and getting the funds for the building started, the plans for it. I'd like to thank Coventry Baker and Cheryl Couch for paying the bills on this and trying to get it done. Miss Elaine Stanfield, she couldn't be with us today, but she worked a lot of hours on this as well. One key player, and I want to give this lady a round of applause, is with Western Arkansas Planning and Development, Miss Tina Thompson. She has worked so many hours getting this done. I cannot thank her enough for what she has done and still doing to this day. Mr. John Adams and his crew with A4 Services, they're the contractor on here, getting the building done. Mr. James Dameron with Risley Architects on the design of the building. Hunter Wiley is our 911 Communications Director. Grayson Pyle is our Crawford County IT Director. Has worked long, hard hours on trying to get this operational too. For our previous or our current 911 right now, I would like to thank the previous sheriffs, Ron Brown and Jimmy DeMonte, for allowing us to have the room in the jail to do the communications right now. I'd like to thank our Sheriff Daniel Perry for his continued support for the 911 and helping us get moved over here. There's a lot of people involved in this, and I can't name everybody, but I'd just like to think there's a host of subcontractors on this, a host of IT vendors that has been heavily involved with this over the last year and a half to get this done. I'd like to thank the Van Buren Chamber of Commerce for being here, for promoting this, for doing the ribbon cutting, for the Alma Chamber of Commerce for being here. This is a communications center for all of us, and I thank you for your support in being here. And if I missed anyone, I apologize for missing them, but at this moment, I would like to ask previous Judge Dennis Gilstrap and Peggy if y'all would come up, and Justice Mark Schaefer, if you could come up too, please. I'm going to have Justice Schaefer just give you a little rundown of the history of the commitment that Judge Gilstrap has done for this county and for our area. Yeah, Schaefer?
Thank you. I remember the day I got the call from Judge Gilstrap after we got the ARPA money, and he was like, "I've got an idea." So right then you already knew something big was coming, and he always had great ideas. But I want to tell you a little about him and Miss Peggy. They've been married for 52 years. They have 2 children, Carla and Sean. They have 6 grandchildren and 5 great-grandchildren. Dennis started working as a fireman for the city of Van Buren in 1975. He retired from there after 25 years. He went on to be the Crawford County 2000 Emergency Manager and worked for 16 years until he became Crawford County Judge from 2017 to 2022 when he retired again. When he was a fireman, Mayor Gene Bell awarded Dennis for going into a burning house and finding a baby and rescuing them out safely. During his emergency management years, while he was at the courthouse, he performed CPR on a gentleman and saved his life until EMS could get there. He was awarded Arkansas Floodplain Manager in the year year 2008, and he was awarded the Arkansas Emergency Manager of the Year in 2005. He and Peggy love to travel the world. They've been to all 50 states, including Hawaii 14 times, and they have a trip coming up to Ireland and Scotland even, so they like to travel. They are a house divided. Judge Gilstrap is a Razorback and Peggy is an Auburn Tiger, but they go ahead. So let's give them a round of applause for all their judges.
Thank you, Justice Schaefer. Judge Gilstrap, Peggy, we thank y'all so much for your years of service to this community. There's always a good woman behind a man, or vice versa, and we thank each and every one of you for all of your years. You have done so much dedication to this community to keep us safe, and we would like to dedicate this building in your honor and for all of your years of hard service here, and forever this building will be known as the Dennis Gilstrap Building. Well, we thank you so much for everything you've done. One other person I'd like to get up, and I'm sorry I didn't do this before, but Mr. C.J. Engel, if you would come up, please. He is the Executive Director for the Arkansas 911 Board, and he can just give you a little bit of history on how this all started.
Well, thank you, Judge. I appreciate it. Congratulations. A well earned honor there. So, yeah, I always appreciate the opportunity to come up here. It seems like just the other day, last time I visited, we were up here and these guys were breaking ground with the shovels and the hard hats, you know. And but it flew by. You guys have done an amazing job. As far as state 911 goes, I just want to say this, and you guys as citizens of Crawford County should be proud of the leadership and the efforts and to be a part of this. I consistently use Crawford County as an example across the state when we're talking about 911, the efforts that are being made, the investments that are being made. You know, as far as a building goes, the building doesn't do the work. It's the people that go inside the building that spend the 12-hour shift sitting in there and dispatching and taking those 911 calls that do. But it sure doesn't hurt to have a facility like this to come to work to every day. So I commend the efforts, the vision. Judge Gilstrap, it was an honor working with you and seeing this come to life. Judge Keith making this happen, following through with that. So again, we appreciate your efforts here. For those that don't know, there was a state requirement in legislation for consolidation to occur, and one thing I wanted to say is you guys, the leadership here, they've taken the charge. One of the first to do it in the state, actually, if not the first, maybe the second, but I think pretty close to the first consolidated, but then also bringing this building to life to put that staff into for all their hard work and that reward. So commend you guys. We appreciate it on behalf of the 911 board. I want to say thank you for what you're doing for the industry and for the 911 community.